Would you pay $243 for this photo of a water drop with a $100 bill behind it? Or $330 for this blooming cactus? Let's crank it up a notch. How about $700 for this martini in a white background? You probably said no, and honestly, same. I wouldn't pay $700 for a photo of a martini either. But 700 people have paid $1 each for it, and 220 people have paid about $1.25 for this flower, and 300 people paid 75 cents each for this photo of a plow in the snow, taken from the inside of a moving car, by the way. And if you said yes to paying full price, my email's in the video description. Let's talk. Now, these 9 photos alone have made me well over $3,000. And the best part? They're not even my best sellers. Some of you are probably tired of hearing about my usual top earners. So today I picked different photos just to show you what sells. This is stock photography. We upload photos to different agencies. They handle the selling, the marketing, everything else. We just get a commission each time a photo is downloaded. That photo can be used in a blog, a random website, or even a news article or travel guide. You don't know, that's the best part. And I know this sounds way too good to be true, but the reality is this is not easy. It takes time, consistency, a big portfolio of high quality images. I'm talking thousands of photos, not random snapshots, but photos taken with intention. These are commercial images. We just keep uploading content that we think has potential and hope that the market agrees. Some people do this full time, some do it for fun or practice, others treat it like a side income because who doesn't want an extra few $100 a month? But here's the truth, most people give up way too early. The first year or two, you upload and upload and upload and you have all these hopes and stuff, but zero income. You think about quitting. You convince yourself that I tried and I couldn't make it work. But then one day you get that email. Congratulations, one of your files has been downloaded. Someone paid 10 cents for something you made. And your first thought is, why that photo? That wasn't even a good one. But that tiny 10 cents motivates you. That's what gets you like, oh wow. And then you see 25 cents. And then $28, maybe even $100. Pretty soon you built a solid portfolio and your photos are now paying your internet bill. And yes, some people will tell you stock photography isn't what it was 20 years ago. And they're right. But what hasn't changed in the last 20 years? Do you have a better place to sell the photos you already have? How about the new photos you take? Do you have an outlet for them? Some people will say, yes, I'm gonna frame them and sell them. I tried that. Now I have a storage container full of prints that nobody bought. Look, stock photography isn't for everyone, but it can be an amazing opportunity for a lot of you. Like in any business, you have to treat it like one. You gotta track your expenses, your income, do your taxes, research trends, improve month after month. And as your photography improves, so will your income. I've always said that stock photography is the best starting point for new photographers who wanna shoot commercially. You wanna shoot for restaurants, you wanna go shoot food for restaurants, so shoot stock photos first. If your images get rejected, they tell you why. Is it out of focus? Is it motion blur or too grainy or white balance is off? That's a better way, way better to find out this way than not with a paying client. You wanna shoot portraits or weddings, practice with stock. Make sure you're consistently nailing every shot so that your paid work starts on the right foot. Stock is very technical. One of the hardest ways to make money with a camera, but in a weird way, it's also one of the easiest ways to make money. Your photos have to be sharp, well lit, well composed, and very high quality. Stock photography forces you to be better. I started in 2010 and I sucked. It was terrible. But over the years, I learned landscapes, products, food, portraits, wildlife, even conceptual photography. And all of it thanks to stock. Not only did I learn, but I also made $200,000 plus from this. If you're new or even intermediate and you want to save years of painful mistakes, I have a complete photography course. 15 years of experience condensed into 50 recipe style lessons with recommended settings, compositions, gear, explaining exactly why this works and how. And yes, settings are always a thing. Everybody's like, well, settings are gonna change with lighting. Yes, but sometimes you want motion blur. So I might say use TV mode and start at 1/10 of a second. Keep your ISO low for better dynamic range and cleaner files. Other times you might want to freeze action. Let's say you're photographing kids playing sports. Start over 1/500th of a second, focus tracking, and don't worry about the ISO. Leave it in auto ISO. You want the action. You don't care so much about the grain on your photo. You do what you can. Part 1 of the course covers the entire camera, exposure triangle, depth of field, lenses, everything, the boring stuff. Part 2 is all about general photography with 20 different recipes. And part 3, it's about commercial photography, 10 recipes so you can start working with clients, things that I've done for money using my camera. The link is in the video description. Now let's get back here to stock photography, because a lot of people will say stock photography is dead. People have been saying that for 20 years, and it's different, but it's very much alive. AI killed stock photography. No, it didn't. AI cannot create editorial images or video. It's literally against the rules. So editorial content will always be needed. And honestly, people are starting to reject AI because nobody knows what's real anymore. Do you remember when you used to complain that the Big Mac on the photo looked way different than the one we got? At least it was a real burger. It's now turning into like code, computer code. It was never cooked, it was never real, it didn't even exist. Talk about trickery. There's always clients that want real over fake. A lot of people prefer real over fake. So yeah, stock photography is very much alive and well in 2025 and 2026. I'm actually making more money now than I did last year. Now, a question I get asked constantly, what are the best agencies to upload stock photography? And based on my experience, Shutterstock has always been my top performer. I made over $112,000 from Shutterstock so far. And yes, it did slow down since 2020, but it's still strong. I just had my best month in 4 years. November 2025 has been my best month since 2021. My second best is Adobe stock. Since 2020, their marketing exploded and they've doubled in sales. So I keep growing and growing every month. Getty Images, I joined late because they kept rejecting me. But once I got in, I started getting monthly commissions. Last month was actually my record month with Getty Images. So these 3 right here are the best ones in my experience. The links are in the video description. Trends change, but these are the 3 giants of the industry, and I expect them to stay strong for a long time. Now, if you want to learn more about stock photography, I have tons of videos here on the channel, tons of content on stock. I've got shoot ideas, inspiration, trends, behind the scenes content, all of it based on stock photography with a proven track record of selling. I can say that from every stock shoot I've done here and I've showed here on the channel over the last 5 years, something has sold. Something for every video has sold. So if you need ideas, you'll find them here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.